now on 2 on Your Side at 10 on Fox. He thought he'd spend Thanksgiving serving a prison sentence for the death of his son. Instead, this Southern Tier man is free tonight. You'll hear what his lawyer has to say about the surprising decision that freed him. Plus, we're live tonight among the crowds of shoppers getting an early start on Black Friday shopping, and a story you won't want to miss of a Thanksgiving surprise one family will never forget. Instead of spending today behind bars, Kevin McCabe spent Thanksgiving with his family. This after an appeals court judge yesterday stayed McCabe's prison sentence in connection with a fatal crash that took his son's life. It's a dramatic turn of events for a man facing 2 to 6 years in prison. Today, McCabe's attorney spoke with reporter Steve Brown, who's in the information center with more tonight. Steve?
Erica, tonight Kevin McCabe's attorney says that he believes when the appeals process is finally over, that his client's manslaughter conviction will be overturned.
And what he said to me is, it doesn't really matter what they do to me because of what happened.
Attorney Scott Reardon is talking about his client, 35-year-old Kevin McCabe. In October of last year, he was behind the wheel of this pickup which crashed into a tractor trailer in Sardinia. The impact killed McCabe's 4-year-old son, Tristan. McCabe's 8-year-old niece, also aboard, suffered a broken leg. In September, a jury found McCabe was recklessly driving and convicted him of manslaughter and 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child.
The trial was devoid of any proof that he created a risk or that he recklessly created a risk and disregarded it.
Reardon says the fact McCabe's sentence on Wednesday was stayed or postponed while the appeal moves forward suggests holes in the prosecution's case, which included evidence suggesting McCabe was under the influence.
He was driving erratically. We have a driver that observed that, and he drove off the road. And on top of that, he had methamphetamine in his blood.
Didn't he test positive?
He tested positive, but you could test positive if you took Claritin D, if you took a nasal inhaler.
Then there are these facts. Both young passengers in McCabe's truck were in the front seat, wearing seatbelts, but not in safety seats.
The boy wasn't in a car seat?
No, he wasn't.
Why not?
That's something that he has to ask himself.
But Reardon says that still doesn't reach the legal definition of reckless necessary for conviction. On the upcoming appeal, Acting Erie County District Attorney Michael Flaherty says we are confident that we will prevail and that the defendant will serve his sentence. We agree with the jury and judge in this case that the evidence was sufficient to warrant this conviction. Reardon says yes, McCabe made mistakes, but that's not a crime.
He shouldn't hold someone responsible and put them in jail when they had an accident.
Now, Reardon says after McCabe's sentence was stayed on Wednesday, bond was set at $7,500. He posted it and spent today Thanksgiving with his father. In the Information Center, Steve Brown, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Steve. We're still waiting to learn the name of a man shot and killed in Jamestown this morning. Police say 3 people were shot in a fight outside of a party at a home on South Main Street around 4 this morning. 1 person died, the other 2 should recover. Police say there were several witnesses. They want someone to come forward and help them find the shooter. The number to call with anonymous tips is 483-8477. New tonight, we've learned that a U.S. service member has been killed in an IED explosion in Syria. The Defense Department announced the death this evening, but didn't give any details. There are about 300 U.S. service members in Syria taking part in the fight against ISIS. A whole lot of firefighters from 3 different counties spent a good part of their Thanksgiving day fighting flames in Genesee County. It started around 7:30 this morning at a processing and packaging plant called Big O Farms in the town of Elba. No one was inside at the time, but the plant is a total loss, and firefighters struggled all morning from a lack of water.
There's only one hydrant that serves this area, and it's kind of a small capacity hydrant system, so all the water had to be tanked in. And with the recent low water levels we've had in the region, many of the water sources the fire department would use normally were pretty diminished. We called in more tankers, but it was anywhere between a 4 to 6 mile round trip for these tankers, so it takes time.
Firefighters say there's likely more than $1 million damage. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Holiday shopping has once again started early for those serious bargain hunters. While some major stores opted to close altogether for Thanksgiving this year, many, like Best Buy, started their Black Friday doorbuster deals today. Doors are opened here on Niagara Falls Boulevard at 5 p.m., with the incentive being that many of the Best Buy's Black Friday deals are in-store only and cannot be purchased online. The big-ticket items that many of these hundreds of shoppers waited in line for were the TVs.
Definitely the 4K TV today. This is the big item. I think they went down the line and handed one out to everybody. Everybody took one, and they're ready to go out the door.
I'm grabbing the 49-inch LG 4K TV.
That same Toshiba one that you guys are going for?
No, I got that too, but I'm grabbing a bigger TV. Yeah.
And the deals continue tomorrow there with discounted Amazon Fire tablets, Blu-ray discs, and laptops. Now, Black Friday is all about the savings, right? But for some people, these deals are worth a lot more than to other shoppers. Our Danny Spiewak is at the Fashion Outlets, which just opened its doors a short while ago. Danny?
Well, Erica, this place has only gotten crazy over the past couple hours since it opened at 8 o'clock. Some stores are gearing up for a really long day. It's going to be a 25-hour stretch that they're staying open through tomorrow at 9 o'clock. This is one of the longest lines we've seen so far at Michael Kors, or letting people in 5 or 6 at a time. So yeah, very busy as it is every year. And one of the things that we wanted to think about unique to this year is that, you know, especially in Niagara Falls, you're going to get a lot of Canadian shoppers coming over for Black Friday. But you know that exchange rate is really unfavorable to Canadian shoppers right now at about 74 cents to the American dollar. So we were wondering if that was going to deter any of the Canadian shoppers from coming over this year. Evidently, it has not at all. And we talked to the senior manager of the Fashion Outlets here in Niagara Falls as well, and he says that his retailers are actually reporting pretty strong sales over the past 6 months or so from the Canadian side. So really not a deterrent at all, according to him.
It's been at that level for the last 10 months. It's no longer fluctuating, and it's a consistent rate. The Canadians know what to expect. The tax rates are much more favorable here than they are across the border, and price points are typically lower here than over there.
And he argues as well that he thinks they offer things here that they don't offer over on the Canadian side. So he says that's another incentive to try to draw in some of their shoppers from the Canadian side. Of course, a lot of Americans here as well, and there will be a lot of shoppers from everywhere, again, over the next 25 hours, because you're looking at 9 o'clock tomorrow night is when this is actually going to finally be over into the end of Black Friday. So right now, very busy Thanksgiving night as they get in to Black Friday. Reporting live in Niagara Falls, Danny Spiewak, Channel 2 News.
Thanks, Danny. Next on 2 on Your Side at 10, a young airman gave her family one of the best Thanksgiving memories they'll ever have, and it was all caught on camera. Plus, Western New Yorkers get into the spirit of helping those in need this Thanksgiving. Kevin?
Well, weather headlines for the next few days. Typical November temperatures for the next few days. Some spotty light showers and snow in the hills of the southern tier, but no problematic weather. I have details about that. Plus, Bills fans will talk about tailgating coming up with the complete report. Stay with us.
Welcome back. It's been another Thanksgiving where we've seen Western New Yorkers celebrating their good fortune by sharing it with those who have less. Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown, his wife and son were some of the many Western New Yorkers who took that to heart today by spending part of their day serving up meals at the Salvation Army. We also found many giving their time at the Response to Love Center on Buffalo's East Side, serving a warm Thanksgiving dinner to those in need. Many of the volunteers there were kids and teens who told us serving the meals and talking with those who are happy to receive them is an experience that taught them what Thanksgiving really means. This Thanksgiving also brought an incredible surprise for a family in Florida when an airman returned home to surprise them for Thanksgiving. Reporter Amanda Ober for WESH saw this all come together today in Orlando.
I'm home for about 25 days, so I'm really excited.
This sweet embrace between a young airman and her beau caught our eye at the airport. 19-year-old Tara Ford was returning home from boot camp in Texas.
I'm ecstatic.
But the story gets better. Your family doesn't know you're home?
No, ma'am, they don't. I'm really excited to surprise them.
Tara and Marcos graciously agreed to let us go with them to Tara's grandmother's house, where her family was having Thanksgiving.
Hello?
She called her family from down the street, pretending to still be at boot camp.
Hi, I miss you guys. I wish I could be home today.
Tara even told her mom she was on her way to have Thanksgiving with a family who adopts lonely airmen for the holidays.
All right, let's go.
Little did her family know what was about to happen.
What? Oh my God! Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Oh, God! Oh my God!
Tara's mom was overwhelmed. Her tears were followed by hugs and kisses from the whole extended family. The only one who wasn't surprised was Tara's dad. He was in on the secret so he could make sure everyone was corralled on the back porch when Tara entered.
Tara's visit home is especially meaningful because she's about to leave for Italy for 2 years. But today, her family wants to say to yours, Happy Thanksgiving!
And a happy Thanksgiving it is.
Oh, I missed you.
I miss you too, baby. I always do. I miss you.
As we take a look out over Buffalo, got a bit wet today. Kevin's up next with a look ahead at the rest of the holiday weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. You're watching 2 on Your Side at 10 on Fox.